Okay, when we play defense, it's extremely important that we teach ball side versus help side. Right now in this scenario, my man is this stool with the pink shirt on. The ball, as you can see, is one pass away. The ball is on the opposite side of the court. If we take the court and we divide it in half, right now, this side of the court would be considered ball side. This side of the court would be considered help side. Right now, I'm one pass away. So it does not make much sense to teach our kids to be this close to the defender with their back to the ball. What instead we want to teach is how to play help side to deny the pass and then to play extreme help side. So, as you can see, the ball's moving. So if the ball is over here, let's move the ball down here to the corner. So if the ball is in the corner and I am 2 passes away, this is my man in man-to-man defense, and the ball is now in position in the corner. What I want to do is go help side. So what that means is I need to get 1 foot on the ball side. Remember, we've divided the court into 2 halves. So ball side is over here because the ball is here. So what I want to do is get my body right in the center of the court, make sure I can see my man, which is the pink stool here, and the ball at the same time. So what I want to do is be right here, arms out, looking straight ahead. Now, as the ball has been swung to the top position, I need to adjust. I'm still guarding the pink stool. So rather than being extremely low on the court, I want to be right here where I can still help. I'm close to the ball side, and I can look down my arm. So we want to teach hand in the passing lane. So this is the guy guarding. I got one hand out. I'm looking down my arm, so a hand in the passing lane. And the ball is over here, so I can see the ball and I can see my man. Now, it's extremely important that we teach our kids to go as low on the court as their offensive player, their guarding goes. Let's say this guy in the pink moves way down here. So I was just here defending, and now the offensive player has moved over here. It's extremely important that I don't just stay here, because the pass would go to him and he would make a layup. So instead, as he drops on the court, I, as a defender, man-to-man defense, drop as well. So now I'm here. We want to keep our man in front of us. What I tell our kids in drills is, if this guy in the pink stool decides to go and get water, well, you need to go and get water with him. Now I can still stay here with this man, and I can still help out with the ball. So now the ball has transitioned back to the top guy here. So let's say for this scenario, the ball came from way back in the corner. I was help side here, looking straight ahead, and the ball got skipped across. So now I need to execute what we call a closeout. A proper closeout is when we have one hand up, one hand out, and we chop our feet. So we want to close out onto the offensive player, forcing them the direction we want to force them. In our man-to-man defense, we want to force to the sideline where we have help. If we get beat into the middle of the court, then that's trouble for us. So a drill that we like to work on is called a closeout drill. This is one closeout drill you can run. Start the ball in the corner, have the player start underneath. When the ball gets swung, your player will close out here and say ball, 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 ball. Just like that. Hand up, hand out, chopping feet, forcing this way towards the baseline. That's the only direction the offensive player can go. If we close out completely flat here, this gives the offensive player options. But instead we want to close out, forcing them in the direction where we have help on defense. When we play post defense, how we play our guy we're defending depends on where the ball is at. Right now the ball is up top. So what we want to do is play high side. When we teach our guys high side, what we want to do is put one leg high of where he's posting up. So let's say this person is posting up. This guy's, we want to play high side. So we want one hand around, denying the pass. Denying the pass here. Now, let's say the ball would get swung. They pass the ball over here to the corner. Now, this stool has the ball. So when the ball's there, the ball was there, so we go high side, and then we want to work in front. So we almost want to post up in front of the offensive player, and then come low side. So when the the ball's low on the court, below the free throw line, we want to be low side. If it's above the free throw line, then we can work back in front and go high side. If we want to teach high side, arm around, step in front to low side. Both of these plays, we have our midsection right here on the guy's legs. Well, 1 foot in front, 1 foot on behind. If we just let them catch the ball behind, then that's too easy. So we want to work halfway around those two directions, depending on where the ball is. One thing that's important is we work on owning space on the wings. So in a game, what happens is the defender will often close out really hard, and if we back off, the defender can keep closing out. So it's important as an offensive player, we learn to own our own space. So what we need to teach our kids is when they catch the ball, catch it left, right, so our right foot's our jab step. And then as the defender comes out, we can put our jab leg right in between their legs. So now we can own space. Now we can see what we got here, and we can come back and we own this space. This is the offensive player's space. So what we do is grab a pad sometimes and hit the players, make sure they keep their heads up, so that as this defender comes out, and we're still looking, our heads up, our heads up, our heads up, and we can keep playing, and the play can continue rather than having to stop. We can own the space as an offensive player and keep playing basketball. It's important that as we teach the shot fake, we need to teach proper footwork. For a proper shot fake, we would catch the ball just like we would in a normal shot, so left, right. But a tendency of a lot of our players is to do this. They like to catch the ball and then tap their back foot. So that way they can go faster, I guess. But the shot fake needs to be performed at a slower pace. So if we're doing a shot fake, toss it left, right, and then just show the ball and look up at the goal. We don't need something wild like that, but instead it's more about the footwork to sell the defender. So catch it left, right, and then dribble, rather than just catching it and then going. Okay, so we need to catch it, meet our feet left, right, shot fake, and then go. Off of the shot fake, we must take a step with our right foot if we caught it left, right. Because if we were to take a step with our left foot, that would be a trap. We need to make sure that we dribble towards the goal or in any part of our offense, we dribble with a purpose. When we catch the ball on the wing, we don't need to catch it and immediately dribble. That doesn't do us any good. The only time we should dribble is if we're dribbling to set up a pass or dribbling to go to the basket. When we dribble to go to the basket or to do a pull-up jumper, we want to do what we call pushing our dribble out. So as we catch the ball over here, let's say we catch the ball left, right, rather than just putting the ball down by our side, now we've taken up no room. Instead, we want to catch the ball left, right, and really extend our dribble. So what that looks like from the side would be to sit down here, extend the dribble out here, and then dribble. So as I'm coming at you, catching left, right, extend the dribble, and now I'm taking a shot inside the paint versus taking a shot way out here. So as we do a pull-up jumper, extending our dribble, left, right, extend the dribble, and now I've taken up a lot of space and gotten by my defender. So we need to make sure that when our kids are doing pull-up jumpers, when they're going to the goal, make sure they're dribbling with a purpose, and also make sure their dribbling is going places rather than just staying in place. We teach defense, we want to make sure our feet are shoulder width apart, our hands are out, and our butt is down. A lot of times I see middle schoolers, varsity players standing up like this to play defense. So when we're doing a defensive slide drill, we want to make sure our players are down and they're stepping and then dragging their back foot. Don't let them get away with starting low and then ending up high. Make sure they stay low the whole time, moving their feet with their hands out. That's extremely important that we stay low on defense. When you're working on getting open on the wing and your defender is tight on you or even off, it's extremely important that we need to make a V cut of some kind and then step back towards the ball. So if I were just to make a V cut here and not put my body on his and come back out, then he's still right here in the way. Really important that as I make a V cut, I make contact with my butt, put it on him, and then come back out. So if I'm going to take a V cut, I can walk him down, turn and sit, and then I'll come back out to the ball and step towards the basketball. It's extremely important, that last step, that we step towards the ball so that the defender doesn't deflect the pass. So walk your man down, put a body on him, explode out to the wing, and step to the ball.